Are Chelsea getting ready to let go of Romeo Lavia? And we need to talk about the entire world getting on board this Estevão Willian hype train. My friends, two big stories to dissect and get through today. I hope you guys enjoy as always. And as always, my friends, I have to let you guys know that if you're planning on getting any gifts for your loved ones this Christmas, the Mega Store has you covered. And today, there is an exclusive drop for you real hardcore Chelsea fans, which I think could be like a lovely piece on your coffee table. And right now, you can own the official history book, which has been signed by John Terry. There's two books you can get, one by Kerry Dixon, one by John Terry. I'm probably going to get this for my dad. I think he might like something like this, to be fair with you guys. If you guys want to get yours now before it sells out, I am your guy. Use Nini10 at checkout to get a full 10% off your final order, and you'll find all the relevant links you need in the card above and description below, my friends. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's tackle today's latest reports. Estevão Willian has some serious motion right now. Now, I remember before he even started playing for us, I already instantly knew, I had the foresight to see what was bound to happen. I was saying this is a Ballon d'Or level potential type of player, and he's going to come to this Chelsea team and you're going to see him in the lineup very soon. At the time, a lot of guys were like, Nini, he's coming from Brazil. Nini, relax, calm down a bit. Like, you're always gassing players up. But I think it's safe to say that we're all seeing the level of talent this kid has in store right now. And currently for the Brazil national team squad, you guys, come on. 3 man of the match awards in his last 4 games. 3 goals in his last 4 games. And it's that deep for Brazil that Ancelotti is even kind of tweaking the system up to make sure that Estevao is playing alongside your Cunhas, your Rodrigos, and your Vini Juniors. I mean, you're that good that the manager needs to find a place for you in that lineup, in the team. I think that's everything you need to know about why you need to be patient with Maresca and the club, giving this guy a little bit of a development program to kind of ease himself in as best as he can as he integrates the life at Chelsea. I think that's everything that you need to know to gain confidence from the fact that the club understand the talent they have. But let's let this kid's body like adapt. Let him get used to his environment even more. You know, we want to see Estevao over the next 5-10 years, you guys. Not just for one season so he burns out and breaks down. I don't want to see anything like that with a guy this good yet. So my friends, let's discuss some of the club news that's been coming out right now, because Chelsea Football Club believe that they have a talent that potentially could be top 10 in the entire world. That's big praise, and I don't think this praise just goes to any Tom, Dick and Harry. It goes for the real serious types of players, and we need to keep it real, you guys. We have to be honest with things. We made such like a focus. We put in so much work to ensure that we were able to sign him to begin with. Yeah, Winston Lee, Stewart, taking trips to Brazil. They're even doing madness like watching other Brazilian teams to kind of do favors for agents just to ensure that they're getting right to the top in terms of satisfying any and all demands of Palmeiras, building that working relationship to ensure that we get first dibs on Estevão Willian. And to be fair with you guys, our directors have come under criticism, rightfully at times. Not all the time, but rightfully at times. But for what they've done to get Estevão, they deserve all the credit, because if he goes to the top and takes us to the top, everything is forgiven and you start seeing their work in a different light. So that's just food for thought, you guys. But going on to Chelsea right now, the English club, where he's currently surrounded by massive expectations after signing from Palmeiras, Chelsea are loving what he's doing at the club right now, and they really believe that, you know, he's surpassing all internal expectations. That's what we are learning from ESPN from Brazil right now. The coaching staff believe that within 3 seasons, the Brazilian forwards could reach the status of one of the top 10 best players in the world. This assessment is treated with composure at Stamford Bridge, mainly due to the way the 18-year-old has adapted to the Premier League. I've been using this example for a minute, you guys, but I always kind of compared Estevao to how Vini kind of just kick-started his ascendance in Europe. He was at Madrid for 3 seasons, yeah. In his 4th season, when he turned around 21, everything he learned, all that development, it showcased in that fourth season where he got more goals and assists in that one season compared to his entire 3-season spell at Real Madrid. I see that same trajectory for Estevao. By the time this guy is 21, he has that potential to be generational class. And I think that's what separates a generational type of player from your like world-class player. They reach that level, they hit that level way sooner than the average type of player who hits that level around maybe 24, 25, 26, sometimes even later, you guys. So yeah, big up to the club for getting this secured right now. And I feel like this is why they're doing everything in their power to ensure that he has the best possible environment to hit his potential. As it says right here, according to people involved in the day-to-day operations at the club, Estevao's maturity is impressive. We expected to find a focused and disciplined player, but his level of commitment has exceeded even the London club's expectations. And that's because he's immersing himself in the English style of play. And I think we're seeing that, yeah? We're seeing that when Estevao is going on these mad tackles, like going in two-footed, going in for slide tackles. How many times is he like dispossessing opponents, winning turnovers, and then carrying us up the field, you guys? Like, if that's not telling you how adapted he is to life in the Premier League, nothing really is. And obviously, like, if I'm going to talk about Estevao, I need to we have to just like relive the top moments right now. Shout out Nino12X for making this video. Already the guy's catalogue is looking dangerous, yeah? And when you compare it to maybe like other attacking players that we've seen the last few years, Estevao has a better catalogue in like the first 3 months and what these guys have showcased over like, 2 years, for God's sake. So that tells you everything you need to know about the level of talent we have at the club right now. But I think shout out has to go to his parents as well, of course. His sisters enrolled in a private school here. Family have really just, you know what I mean, got this kid to focus on his talents, remain humble, be God-fearing. And this is why he's doing what he's doing in the game right now. But it's quite obvious for us that we don't need to have any type of regret. But there is some regret that has been reported at the moment. And that seems to be coming from Real Madrid. They regret the fact that they missed out on a guy that they also feel could be top 10. And but also learning from ESPN as well that his rise also produced a reaction in Spain, and ESPN reports growing discomfort inside Real Madrid. Growing discomfort. People at the club regret not moving for Estevao whilst he was at Palmeiras. Madrid evaluated the player but chose not to advance, with Estevao making an immediate impact in England, gaining space with Brazil. Some at the Bernabeu view that decision as a missed opportunity. It was a missed one for them and an amazing one for us, because if I'm keeping things humble, you guys, if Barca and Madrid had the funds to kind of just splash out on Estevao and wait for 2 years, I think he's picking either one of these teams over us. Let's just keep it humble. So we definitely have to be grateful for the fact that there was an opening that was here, but we have to also give ourselves credit for kind of maximizing that and ensuring that we sold this project to Estevao, because he could have decided, you know what, I'm going to remain at Palmeiras. I don't have to sign nothing right now, because deep it, he was in that team like a few months after the deal was announced. They easily could have struck a deal after like his first full season at Palmeiras, and he's probably going for even more money. So the foresight we showed to get on top of things, to splash this money before Palmeiras probably could have asked for at least 80 in the future, by the time he turned 18. Like, we can't forget those moments, you guys. So yeah, Estevao right now is doing what he has to do, and as I'm saying, let's keep it patient, boys, because he will be that first team star very, very soon. And I can't wait to see the second half of this season when it's going to be him and Palmer lighting things up together. We haven't even got a glimpse of that just yet, but it's going to come, you guys. And I'm telling you, we're going to go up different levels. So that's the Estevao news out the way. How do you feel? Do you feel that Estevao is a Ballon d'Or contender in the future? Does he have that potential to you guys? What's one thing you have to see Estevao improve on? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have this conversation, boys. But right now, I want to end things on the big surprising story that kind of came from absolutely nowhere as we discuss this news surrounding Romeo Lavia. Now, we just got this random report that came out from the Daily Mail, but also came out from other publications as well, notably ESPN. And we've learned some interesting things surrounding Romeo Lavia. Now, is this kind of revealing the fact that the club might be getting cold feet around Lavia already? Let's turn our focus now to Manchester United. I'm going to take you guys to the report from ESPN. As it says right here, but you all know United are planning on a massive midfield rebuilding strategy. Their top three guys at the moment, they're looking at your Whartons, Believers, Stillers. They're like realistic options for themselves. But one option that was presented to United that United turned down, yeah, they turned this down, involved Romeo Lavia. I'm going to just highlight the section here so you guys can see it for yourself. I did have it here, but I can't like hold it. But you know what, regardless, you guys, I mean, just like read it out to you. Basically, when we were negotiating for Alejandro Garnacho, we actually offered Lavia as part of the deal. And I think that would have been a full player-player swap. No like Lavia plus money. This was just a full player-player swap. As it says right here, the recruitment team, sources told ESPN that United rejected Chelsea's offer of Lavia as part of the deal that saw Garnacho move to Stamford Bridge because of concerns over the 21-year-old's fitness records. That's a bit dark. That's a bit of a wild moment. But you know what, you guys? I kind of like when these reports come out because so much like crazy negotiations and conversations take place during windows that never even materializes. And I guess now that we're learning it now, it probably made sense why it wasn't revealed during the summer, because it could have been a bit techie, to be honest with you. At the moment, we know that Romeo Lavia is out with his latest injury after picking it up 4 minutes into the game in Azerbaijan against Karabakh. And as we know, he does have a quadricep injury, which means he is set to miss the next month. I feel for Romeo. I got to keep it honest with you guys. Obviously, he's not doing it on purpose. It's not like he's not looking after himself. He's not being serious about his career. For some players, they're just a bit unfortunate with timing. And I think with Lavia, yeah, we have to remember that when we bought him from Southampton, we bought an injured player already. He was already injured when we splashed that £58 million on him. But, you know, the injury record's a little bit damning. Now, the big positive is that he's only 21. He has plenty of time on his side. Plenty of time. And for some guys, normally, they might need 2 years before they find themselves again. But he's only made 29 appearances in 88 matches. And from those 29 appearances, they're not all starts, you guys. A lot of them have been sub appearances. Now, from Maresca's point of view, I'd imagine that he wants to keep his protege, a player that he personally developed whilst at the Man City Academy. But from the Chelsea director's point of view, they have to also think about the finances. And to them, they might be thinking, well, we're splashing like nearly 100k a week on a player that has like a 29% to 30% type of performance appearance like percentage. Where are we getting the value for money here? Does it make sense, knowing that the market has some interesting options that we can invest in, to try and let go of Lavia while his stocks remain, still quite high, and reinvest those funds into other players? I wouldn't be surprised if the club directors are thinking of strategies like that, because we're not getting all these links to midfield players for no reason. And I think hearing this news that Lavia was actually offered in exchange for Alejandro Garnacho, that does kind of communicate the fact that the club are already kind of thinking about a possible future away from Romeo Lavia. Now, where can that future necessarily take us? One of those players right now is Premier League hotboy in Elliot Anderson, someone now who has announced himself under Tuchel for the England national team squad, and at the moment seems like he might be that first choice guy there alongside Declan Rice. Now, Anderson, you can kind of see those comparisons between himself and a Kovacic, but maybe he has a little bit more in the sense, actually, does he? I think those cover comparisons are quite strong. They're quite good. They both have a long shot in them. I think they're really good at just like second phase type of play, kickstarting the attack, orchestrating things. I think Elliot has like really good physicality too. Like I think the guy is deceptively fast. He can kind of carry the ball laterally, run those wide spaces. Set pieces, the guy is very, very strong too, from penalties, short free kicks, long free kicks, corners as well too. Defensively, he is very, very strong. He is just well-rounded in so many areas right now. And I think one of the things that I personally like about him, he has this nice little bit of like flow to his game. And he kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Spanish player in the sense where for a lot of English players, I feel like when I see English mids, yeah, they don't want to carry the ball. They'd rather just always pass it and let the passing do everything for them. But sometimes when you're just that comfortable at carrying it, not only is there like a nice flow from like a fan point of view from the stadium, but you're also creating possible new angles every single time. You're constantly probing and asking question marks from the opponents to try and engage you. And the fact that he has this ability in his locker makes him a very well-rounded player. Now, if you want to get Anderson, you're probably spending ridiculous, disgraceful amounts of money, because it has been revealed that naturally Nottingham Forest are going to slap on a 100 mil valuation, which tends to be, you know, the valuation for any type of English player with some ability. But Elliot Anderson, yeah, he's rising at the perfect time, and I think he's a player the club definitely like. Another player that has had long-term interest here, courtesy of Paul Winston-Lee, is Adam Wharton. And for myself, I think this guy is really classy. And if I had to find a replacement for Lavia, I'm probably inclined to go for Wharton. I've been saying I think Wharton is the English Camavinga. I love the fact that he's left-footed as well. This guy's passing weight is superb. He plays like a real continental European class type of player. He's been phenomenal in terms of just like kick-starting the attacks for Crystal Palace, finding Mateta quickly, playing those slip balls and through balls in behind to find runners. They're the type of qualities that we need in midfield. And I think, I don't know, you guys have seen my video, I think, on like yielders and all these attacking players we have. But if he was to one day kind of have this crazy like 4-2-3-1 which turns into you know 3-2-4-1, surely you'd want to have like a partner in crime alongside Caicedo, and would Wharton be that perfect type of balance alongside Caicedo, where these guys can win you the midfield with their tackles, but they're also ball dominant as well too? Yeah, could that give you more encouragement maybe to, I don't know, use Estevao and Palmer as double 10s, have Kenda on the right, Garnacho or Gittins on the left, and the striker up front? Maybe if you're moving for a Wharton, those types of possibilities open up, my friends. So that's everything right now. But I think today we're getting our first early emerging signs that Romeo Lavia's time at Chelsea Football Club might be looking a bit techie right now if he can't find a bit of fitness and consistency with his health. So my friends, that's everything from me today. Get involved in this conversations on Estevao and who your replacement would be for Romeo Lavia, if you agree that maybe you would look to offers, or on the other hand, do you feel like you would give more time to Lavia? Wherever you form this discussion, let us know in the comments right now. So my friends, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you all soon. Love.